Welcome back to my channel. Greetings, everyone. This is Q, guys. I hope everyone is having a great day. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I decided that I would talk to you about the love of my life. And the love of my life, ladies and gentlemen, is cigars. Okay. I can't exactly call the date and time and year I started smoking cigars. Because guys, I've been through a lot in my life. I've been shot in the head, so I'm not saying I'm crazy, but sometimes the memory. So I started smoking cigars in between 1993 and 1995, and honest to God story, first time I smoked a cigar, I didn't like it. But let me tell you how it started. I was in the Army. I was stationed in San Antonio, Texas, and I had to go to a leadership academy in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So my brother was in Atlanta. He needed a vacation. So I drove from Texas to Atlanta, and we went to Virginia Beach, right? So we're walking down the beach, man, and we see this crowd of young ladies, man, and they're smoking cigars, man, smoke just in the air, right? And one of the sisters, man, she was fine, and she had on a two-piece. She got up and she introduced their group, who they were. I forgot all the details, but she said, I don't have any more cigars, but if you would like to try mine. And her cigar was all wet and chewed up, and it looked kind of like, ugh. But shit, I looked at her and that bathing suit, that two-piece, and I put that thing in my mouth. I drew on it and all saliva and spit one in my mouth, and I was basically in love. I don't know if I was in love with her or the cigars, but man, that's when I knew I wanted to smoke cigars, guys. And um, that's how it started. So for about over a year, guys, I didn't even like it. I smoked cigars for over a year and I didn't like it because I thought it looked cool. And the thing was, I didn't learn how to smoke. I was finding myself almost every time I smoked a cigar, I didn't feel like I had to throw up, but I felt a sense of nauseousness. I felt like I was nauseous. So basically, after keep smoking and keep smoking, I'm trying to figure out something wrong with me. I got my hands on a cigar aficionado magazine, guys, and I started reading about cigars. I started learning about cigars, and I found out my mistake. My mistake was smoking a cigar on an empty stomach. That's all it was, guys. I was leaving work on my way to wherever I was going. I grabbed me a cigar and I would go smoking. Guys, it's almost the same concept as when you were young. You had to learn that before you start drinking, you had to line your stomach. Cigars are heavy like that. So my only problem I was having was the reason I was getting nauseous was, guys, I didn't eat. So after I corrected that error or that mistake or that misunderstanding, I I began my journey to explore and learn and love cigars, and that's where I am today. So, guys, let me tell you how I did it. There are so many different cigars. There are so many different brands. There are so many different makers. What do you smoke? What do you buy? Where do you get it from? What do you like? Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, a cigar is made of the long filler, a filter, which is the tobacco inside the cigar. Then you have the binder that holds that together. Then you have the outer wrapper. Okay, guys. Depending on depending on where they're from, they all give you a different, unique flavor, aroma, and just guys, it's just amazing. So how I learned how to smoke cigars was this. People always tell you what to get. I don't never tell anybody what to get. I tell them, go in the humidor, pick a cigar. And what I want you to do You need to get the name of that cigar, and you need to pull it up in your phone. You need to pull it up. It's gonna tell you the length, the ring gauge, the tobacco in it, the wrapper, the binder, where it's from, the history on it. So if you got this cigar and it's from Nicaraguan and it has, I mean, it's from Nicaragua and it has Honduran tobacco, and the binders from Cuba, or not Cuba, the binders from Ecuador, and the wrappers from Honduras as well. You read about that cigar, and it's telling you you should experience notes of this and hints of that and coffee. Look, when you first smoke a cigar, you're not going to experience any of that. You're not going to, you have to improve your palate, and you have to be in a mind state to where you're paying attention to what that cigar is doing, paying attention to see if what they say about the cigar, you taste it and you feel it and you understand it. Kind of like back in the day when Eric B and Rakim would come out with a new album or a new CD or whatever it was, and you saved up your money and you got it. You don't want to play that on your way home in a car. You want to wait till you get home and you want to put it in a component set and you want to put on your headphones. That's what, to me, smoking a cigar is like. I don't want to be out in the public. I don't want to be around a lot of people. I don't want to hear a lot of noise. I want to be with this bad baby right here. And I want to, after reading about it and learning about it, I want to see if I can pick up everything that they saying this cigar is about to do. And then every cigar does something called it transitions. It transitions, but most of us are so busy doing other things when we smoke in cigar lounges or at parties or wherever we are, we're not paying attention to when that cigar transition, meaning it may start off very this way, and one third or halfway through, it may transition to be a little harsher or a little stronger or a little milder, depending on how it started off. If it started out very strong and full body, when it transitioned, it may ease up a little bit for you. So each cigar does something different. But guys, the fact that there are so many cigars from so many different places, you will never, ever, ever, ever smoke them all or try them all. As long as I've been smoking in my life, I probably haven't even smoked 2% of the cigars made. I haven't. And I know a lot of people, guys, who smoke cigars. What they do when they first start smoking, the first cigar that they buy that they like, they stick with that cigar. That's all they smoke. Let me tell you what that's like. That's like if you like short girls with big butts, and that's all you ever like to mess with. You miss out on the skinny girl with big tits. I'm serious, so guys, ladies, that could apply to you as well. Um, if you only like this type of guy, and that's all you date, you can miss out on that guy. So, guys, cigars is that way. And I'm not saying as a male or female, you should be a whore in your life. I'm just saying cigars are like that. You should not just get something and like it and stick with that. In all my years of smoking, I still do not have a favorite cigar. I don't have a favorite five cigars. I don't. But the cigars that I smoke most are from somewhere else, guys. Okay. I don't get my cigars from the United States. I smoke 4 to 5 cigars a day, guys. Now, if I was buying my cigars like everybody else at the cigar lounge and all these other places, I wouldn't be able to afford it. So, but I really have a close friend who I get a deal on cigars, and everything's lovely. So now, here's the best part about my life in cigars. The fact that I'm retired, guys, I have time to smoke 4 to 5 cigars a day, where I just sit still and don't do nothing and don't be bothered with nobody. I smoke a cigar. So I get up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my face. I go do an hour and 15 minutes of exercise. After I get back, I make my breakfast. Then I make that pot of coffee and I have my first cigar. Okay. Um, I generally will drink a whole pot of coffee with my cigars. I love it. Okay. So in the morning, guys, now I could smoke anybody, any strength cigar, any time of the day. But generally, guys, in the morning, you want a lighter cigar. You just do. And when I mean lighter, I'm not talking about the color of the cigar. I'm talking about the body of the cigar, how strong it is. And in time, from smoking, you'll learn it. But many people have the misconception that a Maduro wrapper means it's strong, and that's not even what that means. What dictates the strength of the body of a cigar is the tobacco inside. Okay, that's what dictate. That is what dictates if a cigar is strong or full body. The wrapper Maduro simply means that that's the color of the wrapper, and that's going to come with a unique flavor, taste, and aroma. But are there many dark cigars, Maduros out there that are also strong? Yes, there are, but the color of the wrapper does not dictate the strength, okay? And as you learn cigars, if you buy cigars, if you read about every cigar you smoke, you're going to learn that, hey, tobacco is what makes it strong. So, guys, that's my first cigar after breakfast. Then after I handle all my business, I go online, take care of my customers. I fix me a light lunch, and then I have my second cigar with some water after my lunch. Okay. Then I go and do my little next workout. Guys, I canceled my gym membership, guys. I canceled it. I don't go to the gym anymore. So I go to the park in the area. It's a kid park. All of the stuff they got in there, I find a way to get my workout on all their little monkey bars and all their little stuff. I work it out, guys. Lots of that stuff is not tall enough for me to really get the foot, but guys, trust me, I get it in. So then I come home and I do my hygiene. And if I need to cook something, I'll cook something, unless I have some more leftovers. And then, guys, in the evening, I'll start with my whiskey. And guys, when I say whiskey, I start with my whiskey, and I'll have two cigars every evening. And when I say whiskey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm using that generically because I drink whiskey, I drink single malt scotch, I drink blended scotch whiskey, and I drink, guys, for the last 6 months, maybe 8, 9 months, I've been drinking bourbon, and I love them all. My favorite was single malt scotch, and then maybe 8 years ago I started getting serious about saving for a home. So single malt scotch was quite expensive, so I went to blended whiskey, which is as good and costs a substantial amount less. And so blended whiskey, if I had to pick a favorite blended whiskey, it would have to be the Johnny Walkers, guys. The Johnny Walker Black would have to be maybe my favorite blended Scotch whiskey. Um, they also have a single malt green label, guys, and I think that's the only one in its class to where it's a blended single malt. It's a single malt whiskey that is made from several different single malt whiskeys. So there are not many single malt whiskeys that are blended. But yeah, Johnny Walker Green is a 15 year, and it's a blended single malt. If I had to pick a favorite single malt, that would be McAllen, starting with 12 and on up. I never had higher than 25. But after I got my house and my second house now, money got better. I just never really went to back to buying a whole lot of single malts. When I get a nice bottle, a single malt, it's a special occasion. I don't do it all the time because it's not necessary, guys. There's a whole lot of good blended scotches. There's a whole lot of good whiskeys. There's a whole lot of good bourbons, guys, that you can get a nice bottle for 35 to 50 bucks, and you drinking real nice. So in the evenings, I'll journal and smoke 2 cigars. Now, guys, I would never encourage anyone to smoke. This is my love. This is what I do. I would never encourage anyone to smoke. But guys, the difference in smoking cigars and cigarettes, guys, is this. We all know plenty of people who smoke cigarettes. They can't stand them. They want to stop, but they can't. You know why? Because every time they draw on that cigarette, they suck it into their lungs. They don't even like cigarettes no more, but they are keep smoking it because their body is craving nicotine. Their body, they're a dope fiend for nicotine. They don't smoke cigarettes because they like it, because they enjoy it, because it's cool. They snow inhale and it gives them a sense of relief, and it's killing them. We don't do that with cigars. And anytime I see someone smoking, I tell them, hey man, don't swallow that smoke. Don't blow it out your nose. Don't inhale it. It's gonna make you sick. That's not what it's for. What we do is we draw and we blow it back out. So guys, I would be insane to think that none of that smoke gets inside of me, guys. I would be a lie if I tried to tell you that story. Okay. But it's not like we do not get in hit addicted to nicotine. And this cigar does have nicotine in it. Probably got as much nicotine as a whole pack of cigarettes, one cigar. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but it does have nicotine. But guys, we're not getting as much as a person who smokes a cigarette, a pack of cigarettes, 2, 3 packs of cigarettes, because everyone is inhaled through their lungs and that body needs nicotine. So that's the difference, guys. We where does the enjoyment come from, guys? It's different for everybody, but to me, especially, this is the foot, this is the head. After you smoke, guys, and the head of the cigar gets moist or wet, and the tobacco and the wrapper and the binder combined with the smoke, guys, is giving you a flavor every time you put it around. Sometimes, man, I could just hold a cigar in my mouth and not even fire it up and enjoy that flavor. But when you fire it up and you get into that cigar, and it's the most relaxing thing I do. And with me being a disabled veteran, having PTSD, anxiety disorder, guys, this is my best therapy. This the most important thing I do all day, guys, is exercising. That's very important. I exercise twice a day. That's very breathe and just stay. Yeah, especially now. I drink every day, guys.